genders do you think there are?
Oh, Jesus. I don't know. I think it's countless.
Infinite genders?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stop the cap.
Is it a social construct, would you say?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's about how you feel inside?
Yeah.
Okay, so how would you need to feel to be a woman, for example, versus a man?
I don't know if there's any limitations. You can feel however you want to feel, however a woman feels to you.
Is it fair for trans women to be competing against women in sports?
I think that, well, either way, trans women should just be given any opportunity that anyone who identifies as a woman should be given. I don't know.
Thank you so much. I like your plunger. Thank you. No problem.
You know why she's got that plunger, don't you? So she can go and get rid of all that shit she just spoke. Like, why is she walking around the street with that? That threw me right off. And this girl doing the interview, she knows exactly what she's doing. She can see someone walking down the street and she'll be like, yep, that's a good person for content. And she just said it right there. I mean, it's just all about feelings. That's all it is. It's all feelings. It's not facts.
Fuck this. Fuck. Did you see this? Look at this.
Father, think of the child.
That's some fucking exorcism, paranormal activity shit going on there. I wouldn't be around for that. I'll be getting the fuck out of there.
What would you consider hate?
What would you consider hate?
Well, hate's a very strong word, and I think preserving children's innocence is a lot different than hate.
In what regard are you talking about? Because absolutely, children deserve to grow up in a nice, enriching environment with their innocence preserved.
Yeah, I agree. But the issue is like drag queens, the reason they're being targeted is because it's inherently sexual. You won't, because I'm the one leading this conversation. It's inherently sexual.
Exist. Queer families exist. It's a very safe, enriching environment.
A bullshit? A bullshit?
My pronouns are they, them.
They are they, them.
Does it anger you when I...
Yes, it does.
My pronouns are they, them. What are your pronouns?
If you have to ask me that, you need to get eye surgery.
What are your pronouns?
That was rude.
I'm not answering, because you should know.
I don't, that's why I'm asking.
Okay, so someone needs to go back to elementary school.
Okay, that was rude.
And I hope you see my kindness, but when it comes to pronouns, that's a very simple concept that we learn in second grade. So I'm not going to say...
Are a very simple concept. So we all have
Are you
pronouns.
multiple people? Are you multiple people? Because they means multiple people.
I'm not binary.
They, them is
You
also
said you're they,
singular
them.
pronoun.
They, them,
That's
non-binary.
multiple people. When I say they, I mean a group of people. I'm not going to call you they.
Let's go inside then.
All right.
It's called congratulations, you played yourself.
Do they really have to ask him that? I mean, you can clearly see he's a bloke. Pretty sure most kids would be able to answer that. And just listening to the conversation they had at the start, I sort of knew that this would come towards the end. And at this point, I don't think they even know what they're talking about.
My name is Horace, and I'm a red-tailed hawk.
Oh.
In our world, I do have the body of a hawk, but while fronting, I consider myself a Therian, because I am in a human body, but my identity is still a hawk. Not all animal alters will identify this way, and I am, in fact, the only animal alter in our system who does identify this way. I am doing my best to come to terms with living in a human body.
Stop it. Get some help.
Not a day goes by that I'm not grateful to be serving at this period of time. Being able to undergo a full gender transition beyond hormones, laser hair removal, Botox, lip injections, hair lowering, like literally cannot be more thankful to be alive now.
The reason he's saying he's grateful and he's thanking everyone is because he's got all this surgery he just mentioned off the taxpayer. So all of us hard at it, grafting, blah blah blah, we're paying a shitload of tax, getting screwed over. This is where it's going.
To the guy driving this truck, if it's small, just say that.
Yeah, well, this is awkward. It's my truck.
What is a woman?
For me personally, I am a woman, and I believe
no, but what is that? Don't answer the question with the question, like, what is the vocab term woman? Define it.
That I align myself as a mother and what the women in my life and the feminine values of being more relationship-oriented, less competitive, mothering, caring about someone ahead of myself. So those are values that feminist values that I believe in, and I believe I can be a woman. I don't have, I wasn't born with a male body, but I believe that I am a woman based on feminine principles. Those, like,
so
those,
under,
and those and other
under
feminine
your
principles.
view, somebody can choose to be what they want to be.
Yes.
Okay. Can I be a bobcat?
It really took this woman over a minute to answer the most simple question. And when she was talking that entire time, she wasn't saying anything really. How did something so simple become ridiculously complicated? Because it seems to me they can't even solve this mystery they have.
I got a question.
Sure. What was your name again? I'm sorry.
I don't think I told you. My name's Mercury.
Nice to meet you.
Why are you here?
Okay, I've been asked that question a lot. First of all, that question should not even have to be asked, but when people stop talking, really bad stuff starts. When marriages stop talking, divorce happens. When civilizations stop talking, civil war ensues. When you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to want to commit violence against that group. What we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have reasonable disagreement where violence is not an option.
You think that's not emotional violence?
How is this, what is emotional violence, by the way? I don't know what that is.
It is harm intentionally perpetrated on another another human being that is intentionally targeted at their emotional well-being.
Okay, so feelings mean nothing to me. Isn't why we had the First Amendment to try to push our boundaries and to hear things that might make you mildly uncomfortable?
This doesn't make me mildly uncomfortable.
Does it make you very uncomfortable?
It makes me angry.
Her name is Mercury? Of course it is. I'm with Charlie on this one. I mean, emotional violence, I've never really understood it. Like, when I was working in a security firm, they started going over this crap. Like, you got physical violence and then emotional violence. And, you know, we used to get called out to an emotional violence attack. I don't even know what that means. Like, someone gets called a twat and then they report it as emotional violence and they get counselling and, oh man. They wouldn't have survived the Call of Duty lobbies back in the day.
One question for you guys. I'm a news reporter. Okay. So obviously there's a lot of nudity around here, men, women, transsexual stuff going on. And there's kids, you know, wandering around the event. I'm not sure on San Francisco's laws or California's laws. Is it legal for nudity to be presented in front of kids?
Nudity is legal, yeah, within certain boundaries.
But then, what are the boundaries, do you know?
Coupled with a lewd act. Yeah, anything coupled with a lewd act or anything being done for sexual gratification that involves other people. Basically.
Okay, but this event wouldn't be considered for sexual gratification.
No, if they're walking around and it's out, that's right. That'd be different than if they're masturbating or if they're forcing, you know, like flashing people, right? Like trying to get their attention, flashing. But no,
even with kids, it's fine to be nude as long as there's no masturbation or anything like that. Yeah. Okay.
It's an evil world we live in.
So flashing people is illegal, but being completely nude is fine. Like, aren't those things the same thing if it's in public? Because I'm confused. I thought that was indecent exposure, but is that not a thing anymore? Have they just got rid of that? Because it sounds like to me, those little kids, man, they're at the bottom of the priority list right now. I saw this, man, it did make me laugh, but if anything, the animals sound like the normal ones in this video.
Look at what the conservative ideas are. Oftentimes they're ideas that are racist, they're homophobic, they're transphobic.
How are conservatives transphobic?
They hate people who are trans. I mean, that's the definition of transphobic.
They don't hate people who are trans.
Well, they think people that are trans don't exist.
Well, I think they think a biological man is a biological man.
It depends on what your definition of a man is. Gender and biological sex are two different things.
They're the same thing.
They're not the same thing. The scientific community disagrees with you.
The scientific community does not disagree with me.
Gender is something that we've invented. Like, gender has nothing to do with sex, like, at all.
So men who become a woman, right? They say, now I'm a woman, they transition. Do you think they should be allowed in a woman's locker room?
A trans female, who is a female, should be allowed to go in the female locker room, yes.
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, this guy's definitely donut of the year, but again, it's another rare thing that these two can actually have a normal conversation without screaming and shouting, and like the animals we just saw in the other clip. That's normally what happens when two people try and have a debate these days. So fair play to him on that. The rest of the shit he was saying...
What a load of crap!
Your wife has been before you, so why does it matter?
Yeah, so what? Do I go and let other men f my wife on purpose? No.
You might
do that.
You might get it up, mate.
Other men, you let
might
other
get it
men
up.
stick their junk in your chick's mouth and then you kiss her the next day, bro.
Yeah. She loved it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And you think that that's equatable to the fact that my wife wasn't a virgin when we got married? I wasn't a virgin either.
This Bevo Bellend, I mean, I don't know who listens to this guy. I mean, he is the dictionary definition of a wet wipe. This guy lets his missus whap other people and he's cool with it. He is the opposite of what a man should be and represent. And he thinks he's the guy because he got famous swallowing a potato. But look, mate, you are the definition of a loser with money. That's all you are. And those chicks who are around you, your girlfriend, whatever, she doesn't respect you. She sees you as a wet wipe as well.
Trying to be dramatic, but I'm literally shaking. 3 days a week I go to the same gym and I change in the locker room and it's always the same fucking thing. Well, today as I was changing and I was topless, I look over and a man that works at the fucking gym is coming out of the women's restroom. And he looked at me and we made eye contact and I am not trying to be dramatic, but I did not have a shirt on, I did not have a bra on, and I just feel really violated that he saw me. I go to this gym all the time. I change in the women's locker room, which means I am accepting a risk that other women might see me, and I am okay with that. But I just feel like really yucky that a man saw part of my naked body that I did not want to see my naked body. And I totally embarrassed myself because I couldn't, it was hard for me to like come down, and again, I'm really not trying to be dramatic, but it was hard for me to come down from it, and I just went to the front desk and I was like, that's fucking unacceptable, and I basically went off and cussed this dude out, and then the chick at the front desk, she's like, ma'am, like, he was talking to you calmly. I'm like, this is a big fucking deal. And also at this gym, they have a free membership for teenagers all summer. I'm like, what if that had been an underage girl who was just, I don't know, I think I'm just triggered, but it just really upset me. And it upset me that, like, they were so nonchalant about it as if it's not a big deal. I think it is a big deal.
Listen, the sad thing is people are laughing and roasting this woman in the comments, but I don't think it's funny at all. And she's completely right, and I think the way she's feeling, she has every right to feel that way. If that was your missus, your mother, your auntie, your sister, your daughter, whatever, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be laughing. Because her getting undressed and doing what normal people do in the gym, and just dudes walking in and out and can do what they want, is madness. And we know Planet Fitness as of recent has just taken L after L after L, so this video didn't surprise me. Yeah, it's crazy what's going on in those gyms, especially Planet Fitness. She needs to cancel and get herself into a new gym.
Hearing a lot about how this trans woman shouldn't be allowed to participate in the sport that they love that aligns with the team that matches their gender. I'm hearing that they shouldn't be able to feel safe in a women's bathroom when it aligns with their gender. These are all basic freedoms. They identify as a woman. That is their gender. Do you think trans people should have different rights?
So it's not about them having different rights than the rest of us. It is, we are females and we deserve to be protected. I am very uncomfortable being vulnerable and completely naked next to men. If we put men into my locker room, that's infringing on my rights. So the whole point of this whole thing is to put people into categories, and we as society know that there's male and female, and that's very obvious. That's not infringing on anyone's rights.
I think these women who say, you know, men and women can share spaces and toilets and all this shit, right, they don't know the effects and the danger that that could bring. And you're saying that as if you're speaking on behalf of all women. There's plenty of women who don't want that to happen because of the risks that come with it. And there's a lot of loser creeps, man, who are going to exploit that decision you're making. And on top of all that, I don't really understand how these people think it's a good idea to promote that. Because anyone with common sense would know it's going to do more bad than good.